You were saying something about this one Haitian refugee that it went through, I believe, 11 different countries to get to this Del Rio camp.
Yep. Got turned down and then had to wherever the fuck he went.
So we honestly don't know where he is. Right?
No, there was.
Do we even know if he's a real person?
Yeah, there was a.
Do you know why he got turned down?
Probably because he didn't have kids.
Probably because the political asylum argument is bullshit. But anyway, personal opinion.
I believe that throughout history, throughout all of mankind, men, like even when you go back to the Titanic, right? I'm not trying to go too far offline here.
Now we're talking about the actual Titanic situation, not the movie.
The actual Titanic situation.
Right. Okay.
So
I was going to slap the shit.
they would put women and children on these boats and let the men die, basically, on this fucking ship. Men create things. What the fuck do women and children do? No offense, but men create things because of women. And children are too small to create things. So if you don't have men... And I know it's kind of sexist and biased.
Yeah, that's not really true. Women create things just the same.
Yeah, they create babies.
Yeah, no, they create.
Do they build things?
Yes, absolutely.
What?
Now, I mean, granted, you're talking about more or less like the early 1900s.
Right. Today you can build a business as a woman, yes.
No,
Yes.
see, they were held back then. It's not that they didn't do it.
Would they work?
Right. I mean, there was the whole suffrage movement and everything back then,
Okay, here's
and,
one
and
point.
whatnot. But at some point in time, okay.
Would they work on an oil rig?
Absolutely.
I guarantee
No.
some women do.
Yeah, butchy women.
No, I know females that you wouldn't think would, that absolutely would.
Work on an oil
problem.
rig.
Yep, absolutely.
And what's the percentage of that?
I have no idea.
It's probably very small still, but still, yeah. Either way, small.
What I'm getting at is that
moving the closer to the goalpost, yards and yards at a time.
I'm just saying men are just as important as women, is what I'm getting at. You shouldn't be sexually biased to save women and children and leave men behind. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, interesting opinion. Probably controversial, but anyway.
Obviously.
I don't think it's controversial.
Our culture's ingrained to leave men behind and let them die.
What did you say?
I don't think it's controversial. I think men and women are equal. I'm not saying they're the same or they have the same physical output or any of that stuff. There's obvious biological differences, but we all have value. We're all individuals.
Everybody has
All right,
value to some
and
degree.
yeah, I kind of agree with you, on this point. But at the same point in time, think about this. They are complaining about the whole I don't really know. I don't think it's like a Me Too thing, but the whole equal pay thing and everything. Okay, do equal pay, do equal job.
Right.
My
And
opinion.
then there's
Well, the
also statistics.
equal pay thing is a lie, and it's been disproven a long time ago.
The statistics on that equal pay thing.
But
don't-
it's still an issue going on
doesn't-
today.
There's still
they
idiots
don't
out
put
there.
into account
Because
the
there's
whole
idiots out there that
pregnancy
believe
thing.
anything the news says from like fucking 2 decades ago.
Statistically, women take more time off of work than men do.
Yeah.
That's where
Well,
they're getting
yeah,
their numbers
typically anytime a woman has a baby, they take like 3 months off work. So,
from. Right.
I mean,
Not
shit,
necessarily. A lot of jobs offer that, but not all women take that.
I mean, I guess possibly. I don't know.
But statistically, on average.
Yeah, statistically, yeah.
That's where they're getting their numbers. They don't go down that far. They just say, oh, women are getting less pay than men. Well, let's average it out then.
All right, so anyway, back to the economy real quick. What, let's, okay, here's a scenario. Let's just say, let this scenario play out, right? All right, so if that number is correct that I have, research has been told, was 17,000 people that I guess they let in with political asylum and everything, and so on and so forth, right? With the rest of, I believe the number is like 11 plus other million illegal immigrants in here, in the United States of America at this very point in time. What does that do, and what long-standing impact does that realistically have on the economy? That's a tough one to swallow, right? Yeah, you just choked. What do you got?
I think there should be maybe like 20 years. Maybe like a 20-year thing where you can become a citizen. If you live in this country for 20 years, you're a law-abiding citizen who's worked and has had at least an equal...
So they can be illegal for 20 years.
I mean, it would be better if they just sent them out. There's already people here that have been here for over 20 to...
Right. Well, I mean, the problem is, number one,
Right.
Okay, look at this. You're an illegal immigrant, so guess what? You're taking a cash-paying job.
Right.
So you're not adding to
Right.
the national treasury or, you're not paying taxes, basically. Right? So, I mean, obviously you're renting. Obviously that landlord, hopefully, is paying taxes, but hopefully.
It's
So on
difficult.
and so forth. I mean, you can see how this can spiral out of control very quickly.
Whoever is paying you cash is paying tax on that money that they're paying you.
Right.
Whoever's
Whoever's writing
paying
it off.
is breaking the law, and they should go to jail.
Or when I was doing granite countertops, there was, because I was working at Kennett Square, there's a ton of Spanish people there. And this dude would come in, I think I've told you this before. A guy would actually sell.
I think you told me this like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. He would sell little cards that said that they were valid to be American citizens. And he would do it, and my boss didn't care because he had Mexicans that worked for him.
Because he was getting a kickback.
Yeah,
I told.
yeah.
That's exactly what I told you.
So,
the story. He was
it's-
getting a kickback.
And he had all the Mexicans that worked for us. He owned the properties that they rented. So basically, he was getting free labor.
It's fucking triple dipping.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah. But that's just capitalism
At its finest.
at its finest.
As I believe, those were my exact words when you told me that.
Capitalism at its finest.
But at some point, I'm absolutely.
And I can't hate on the guy.
It's against the law, so it's not American capitalism.
Well, it's against the law for
it's
him to hire
corruption.
legal,
It's
workers.
corruption.
It's
is what
against
it
the
is.
law if you get caught.
That's true.
Otherwise, then
A lot of things are against the law
Yeah.
unless you get caught.
right.
How
that's
many
people-
laws do you break
That's
in a
how
day?
people look
Even
at
going
it.
1 mile over the speed limit is breaking the law. So how many laws does everybody break a day?
Everybody does,
Yeah.
unless you get caught.
As far as speeding, I believe that is more or less a social contract. Granted, yes, there can be punitive damages and everything, but
Right now, you're just digging too deep.
yeah, well, no, I'm making my opinion. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, well, going off that, think about this. For the most part, at some point in time, all of our respective families, all of our suspective, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents,
Depending on who you are.
depending on who you are, at some point in time, we're immigrants. So my question that I would like to propose is, if
Unless you're Indian,
Native American,
which I am.
100%.
Native American,
Not 100%, but
Native American.
no,
But
I call
anyway.
myself an Indian if I want to.
Well, I mean, if you got a little bit of the heritage, yeah, sure, fine. But me and him we're going to call.
Oh
him
no,
Native
you're
American.
white as fuck.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh.
Quit tapping the pen.
I'll tap whatever the fuck I want to tap.
White man, take my land.
Motherfucker, I told you this before. Why don't you own a casino?